Now on CoastTV News.
Pathway progress. DelDOT lays out plans to make Milford more walkable and bike-friendly. Energy options. Lawmakers explore nuclear power as a future source for Delaware. And a look back at the day Baltimore's Key Bridge collapsed and the impact still felt at the port.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Pedaling on the coast, and now plans to make it even safer in one Sussex County city. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with a series of safety improvements in Milford. DelDOT and the city held a workshop today presenting plans to the public for improving Route 113. A big focus of the workshop was bike and pedestrian paths. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy is live in Milford with more on this. Brendan, you can show us where these improvements might be built.
Christina, not only will these areas improve, but according to a representative on the Route 113 project where we are right now, it's going to give the opportunity for more accessible areas to everyone, and it's about making sure everyone has those opportunities. Up here to the right, if you take a look at these trees over here, that's where a path from the Milford High School would bring it to the Milford Square. That's one of the ideas for Route 113 here, and it's to make sure that there's easy accessible walking, whether someone is on two wheels or on 2 feet. Displays, descriptions, and lots of information at DelDOT's workshop Wednesday afternoon. Project plans to improve pedestrian and bicycle pathways within the city, all showcased in Milford at the Public Works building.
Making Milford walkable.
Bruce and Sue Corrado say they do their best to get outside and stay active around Milford each day. They support more accessible options.
It would be nice if people in wheelchairs with walkers, mobility scooters, that if they had that same accessibility without getting crowded, that would be great.
Paul Leary is an engineer working on one of the projects and says it's meant to improve safety, but also to encourage people to use different means of transportation.
There's already so much traffic going on, so by doing a pathway, it provides more incentive for people to use a bike, ride a scooter.
Barbara Wolf lives in Milford and says her street is in need of safety upgrades.
The town's telling me that within the next few years it will continue down that block because they're putting in a bike path, and I just needed to know what was happening.
A chance to learn more about bike and pedestrian plans in Milford. According to DelDOT, comments and concerns can be either mailed or emailed to DelDOT until April 26th. Reporting in the First Alert Weather Jeep, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
Thank you for that, Brendan. And on the topic of pedestrian and bicycle safety, DelDOT is also studying ways to slow traffic and improve safety along Route 1. That's from the Indian River Inlet to North Bethany. Moving on now, it's been over 1 week since the Delaware Republican Party sent a letter asking about Representative Stell Parker Selby's absence after a medical event. And it has been just days since this photo came out from Parker Selby's swearing in. She's the woman in the middle there. She's in a wheelchair now. CoastTV spoke with House Minority Leader Timothy Dukes today. He told us he was looking forward to seeing Representative Parker Selby in the office on Tuesday, since she's now been sworn in, but he said he was told she was not going to be there.
I've had many conversations with the Speaker and Democrat leadership. We meet on a weekly basis asking just for an update. First of all, because concerned about her health. But secondly, though, you have 23,000 registered voters that are not being served. They don't have a voice in Dover or a vote in Dover with her absence.
Now, Representative Dukes says he believes the GOP's open letter that sparked concern over Parker Selby's presence, he believes it helped to move the conversation on her whereabouts forward. Workforce housing, it's been discussed in many of our coastal towns and cities, and in Rehoboth Beach, it's no different. The Mixed-Use Zoning Task Force had its second meeting today in Rehoboth about goals for the future of business and residential space all under one roof. EC Shades is one of several businesses on Rehoboth Avenue to have commercial space on the first floor and apartment space above them.
I think it's really hard to get help downtown anymore, and part of it is because there's no place for anybody to live that's reasonable. So now I think that's a great idea.
And the task force is still in its early stages and no decisions have been made just yet. This does, however, bring us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know what or who do you think benefits most from mixed-use zoning? Let's take a look at the results here. So far, 63%, the most popular answer, says business owners would benefit the most. A few think renters, local workers, or tourists. We still want to know what you think, though. You can change up these answers. Just go to CoastTV.com or use our mobile app to vote. Well, the price of parking is going up in Ocean City. During peak vacation times, parking on the street and parking lots has been increased by 50 cents, making it now $3.50 an hour to park. And if you plan to park in the inlet lot or near the beach, the price will increase to $4.50, which is a $1 increase compared to last year. The Ocean City mayor explains what the extra revenue is going to go toward.
All of those costs, our employee costs, everything we do to keep Ocean City clean and safe, it all revolves around us being able to pay our employees.
April 1st will be the first day that parking prices go into effect there in Ocean City. We're taking a live look outside now into Lewis, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, and we have mainly clearing skies for tonight, and it's looking more and more like we're going to be dealing with some chilly conditions for us. We're already down to 40 degrees, for example, in Dover alone. And just not only there, but we're going to drop down to the mid-30s by 3 o'clock in the morning with relatively light winds and clear skies. Now, that's going to set up what's called radiational cooling, allowing for the temperatures to drop rather rapidly as a result of that. By the way, our beach forecast, we're looking at Ocean City at 35 degrees for us, going to the early morning hours for us on Thursday. And then by 4 o'clock, we'll warm into the 50s. So that's the pattern that we're looking for. We do have a small craft advisory for Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, and South Bethany beaches. Temperatures will be in the mid-30s in the morning time and will bounce into the upper 40s to low 50s during the afternoon under mostly clear skies. Coming up, we will talk about the ups and downs of the forecast because there are big ups and there are big downs.
All right, thank you, Paul. New tonight, the Delaware Senate has passed a resolution to explore nuclear energy. It's sponsored by Senator Bryant Richardson of Seaford. The resolution would create a task force to look into using small modular reactors to help stabilize energy costs and improve reliability. The resolution passed with bipartisan support and it now heads to the House. Now to Worcester County, 2 goats have found their way into a Worcester County classroom, and it wasn't on accident. Here you can meet Faith and Samantha. Both goats are pregnant and are being studied by animal science students at Worcester Technical High School. Students can pick up important skills by making sure both mama goats are happy and healthy as they prepare to give birth. But the project also prepares students for the real world.
So it's a very intertwined learning experience that even though their interest may be in animal science, they still have to know the business, the healthcare, and then the plant science aspect that makes these animals healthy.
And if you would like to follow along with Faith and Samantha's journey, you're in luck. The school has set up a live stream. In an effort to help keep Dorchester County's waterways clean, a trash trap was installed today in Cambridge Creek. The vinyl barrier collects the floating aluminum cans or plastic bottles on the surface of the water, but underneath, an extension of it collects things like chip bags. This project is a partnership between the City of Cambridge and environmental groups.
So if you think of our waterways, they're the great connector of all our parking lots, our roads, and our other impervious areas. Any litter that gets dropped on those spaces ends up in our creeks, it comes down and eventually ends up in the ocean. And so by creating these floating barriers, we stop bottles, cans, plastic bags, other packaging from going out into the bigger waterways.
Now, the barrier will be cleaned by the city on a weekly basis, and there's also a plan to collect data from the trash to identify whether the trash is new or old and pinpoint trouble spots around Dorchester County. Well, the Key Bridge collapse paralyzed the port of Baltimore. No cargo ships in or out for 11 weeks. NBC's Kim Dacey has a look at the impact that had on Seagirt Marine Terminal and how they're recovering 1 year later.
The Port of Baltimore is one of the busiest container ports in the country. But all that came to a screeching halt in the early morning hours of March 26, 2024.
It was a moment of first confusion, waking up to that call, and then disbelief that the bridge was actually collapsed from Baltimore County to Anne Arundel County.
Mark Schmidt, president of Ports America Chesapeake, the company that runs Seagirt Terminal, was one of the first to learn the Key Bridge collapsed. It was hit by a container ship, the Dolly, that had just left Seagirt. Schmidt rushed out to Dundalk.
It was really dark, and I could just see the lack of the bridge and some lights in the water, and the profile of the vessel was really an eerie feeling. Very quiet, very reminiscent of 9/11 when the plane stopped flying, right? It was that kind of an impact moment for me.
And the impact of the collapse on the port was immediate. 10 vessels were trapped inside the harbor and no ships could get in. But for 74 days, the vast majority of longshoremen were out of work and container traffic, their bread and butter, stopped. They lost out on revenue from 225,000 containers during the shutdown.
When a calamity like this happens, or catastrophe, you really get you start to personalize it, right? You get a sense of the people that work for you and their dedication to the port, and the meaningfulness of their job, and how the port really plays such a broad place in the whole region.
It's been more than 9 months since the channel reopened to cargo traffic, with a gaping hole in the skyline where the Key Bridge used to be. But business at the port is picking up where it left off.
And we still got a lot more news to tell you about tonight. Coming up, Maryland lawmakers push to limit local immigration enforcement. But first, big changes for immigrants as the Trump administration ends the parole program.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. Lots of sunshine for Thursday after a somewhat freezing start to the day. 67 on Friday and up to 80 on Saturday. Your full forecast is just 60 seconds away.
What if your morning was just easier? At Wawa,
Good morning.
it is. With everything you need to get your day moving. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Go big, go forward. During Truck Month at Boulevard Ford Lincoln, Georgetown, and Lewis. This month, a new 2024 Ford F-150 STX has financing as low as 2.9% for 48 months, 3.9% for 60 months, or take advantage of 4.9% for 72 months. Visit boulevardauto.com to see all the ways you can save. Go big, go Ford. This March at Boulevard Ford Lincoln of Lewis and Georgetown. Cars cost less in Preston.
Why settle for any meal deal when you can have one you really want? Wawa's $5 Big Breakfast Deal gets you any sizzly breakfast sandwich, any size hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown, all for just $5. Now featuring our new French Toast Sizzly. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
So I want to be really straightforward with you. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up really, really cold and uncomfortable and wonder where spring is, but it will spring back into play. See how it's a play on words. It'll spring back into play for us on Friday and especially Saturday going into Sunday. In fact, we may feel a little bit of summertime weather before it's all said and done over the weekend. So our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis holding at about 45 degrees at this present time. We're going to drop into the 30s rather quickly and efficiently, down to 39 with clear skies, 38 by 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, what we have going on right now, we're getting that constant tapping down to the temperatures that's staying pretty steadfast. Now, along the shore, still staying close to the mid-40s, 44 in Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, as well as Bethany Beach, 45 right now in Ocean City. Now, the winds coming out of the north, well, that's actually combining with the cooler or the lower temperatures, making it feel that much cooler. We're looking at relatively light wind gusts up to like 7 miles per hour inland, but between 14 to 19 along the shore. So our storyline is this: Thursday, a chilly start, seasonable temperatures and pleasant. For Friday and the weekend, fantastic, really. Temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees with possible showers sneaking in at the end of the weekend. We have a small craft advisory that's active. This is looking at the idea and the possibility of 25 mile per hour wind gusts. It's going to stay pretty rampant along the Sussex County coast. And we're going to have that concern for blustery conditions as well in Cambridge, Blackwater, Smith Island, and Christfield as well. We have a great deal of emptiness that's actually to our west. High pressure staying in control. In fact, we have really 4 different epicenters of micro or smaller scale high pressure system that's making one big high. pressure system, that is, okay? That's actually happening in the center part of the country. We're going to drop to 32 degrees, freezing in Seaford as well as Del Mar overnight. But as we wake up in the morning time, by 8 o'clock, we'll go to about 34 degrees. We'll stay with the sunshine, but we'll get these winds between 10, 12, and 11 miles per hour, so it's going to feel chilly. So we're looking for a chilly overnight, but wall-to-wall sunshine for Thursday. And then we're going to warm up at highs near 80 as we go into the weekend. You see, we're going to start off in near freezing for Thursday, and Thursday afternoon we're going to quickly go into the 50s, not a problem. And we're looking for the same general pattern really for the most southern portion of our viewing area as well. Our chances of rain will escalate more for Sunday going into Monday, and then we're going to have a surge of warm air that's going to kick in for Saturday to set up the rain for Monday. So for Monday morning, we see scattered showers. The first wave pushes through with the winds out of the south. Now that's about 10 o'clock. And then we have a second wave that's going to push through late Monday going into early Tuesday morning. So we're looking at a 1-2 punch of rain for Monday going into Tuesday. So we may have to deal with perhaps, a yellow alert day. But for tonight, 32 degrees freezing, wall-to-wall sunshine for tomorrow, and then 67. We get a little bit better with the temperatures on Friday. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Yeah, we're going to warm to 80, then 75, then 76, then we drop by 20 degrees again.
Nice. Okay, thank you for that, Paul. Well, the Trump administration announced Tuesday they are ending the parole program, which allowed immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to live and work temporarily in the U.S. The parole program was created by the Biden administration. Now, more than 500,000 immigrants will be affected by the change. Ted Murphy, managing attorney and owner at Murphy Law, shares what everyone affected by the termination of the parole program should do.
Look at your situation and make a plan. And the plan may include going back to your country. It may include pursuing an application for asylum, or if you've married a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, have family members who've already applied for you in the United States. That process can go forward, but there are some legal consequences that happen when a parole program ends.
The Trump administration says immigrants affected by the decision to end the parole program have until April 24th to leave the U.S. If they don't, they'll face arrest and deportation. And new tonight, immigration enforcement is normally carried out by federal agencies, but local law enforcement has been increasingly joining that effort since President Trump took office. Now the Maryland General Assembly is trying to stop that from happening. House Bill 122 would prohibit state and local law enforcement from entering into immigration enforcement agreements and require any current agreements to be terminated by July 1st. Sheriffs across the state are pushing back and continue to enter those agreements, even though the bill has now passed the House.
HB 1222 is just another move by these bleeding heart liberal Democrats in Annapolis to further restrict or inhibit our ability to have common sense cooperation and collaboration with our federal partners. Maryland lawmakers need to wake up.
Now, the Democratic delegate who introduced the bill says these local agreements would deter immigrants from reporting actual crimes. That bill is now in the Senate for a committee hearing tomorrow. Coming up next, student loan delinquencies reach new highs. What it could mean for your credit.
$3,000 off MSRP? That's nothing at IG Burton Chevrolet of Milford. Pick your favorite new Chevrolet and pay $3,000 under invoice. That's not a deal, that's a steal. Together, let's drive a Silverado, Equinox, Traverse, Trax, and more at $3,000 under invoice.
You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, we're checking out a sleek ride that's built for both comfort and adventure. Then Spill the Tea dives into a pet-parent debate. Should dogs be put away when company comes over? Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Warm spring days are just around the corner, and Tyndall's Casual Furniture has everything you need to create your perfect outdoor escape. Explore the latest styles in outdoor furniture arriving now, or plan your dream oasis with custom orders guaranteed for spring delivery. All in-stock furniture is on sale, featuring top brands like Pollywood, Casual Comfort, and Telescope, proudly made in the USA. Visit us in Laura or Lewis, or check out our new location in Frankfort, Delaware, opening soon. We're ready to help you transform your outdoor space. Tyndall's Casual Furniture, Delmarva's outdoor furniture experts.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Hey, you ready? Yeah.
You're up, guys. All right.
Buy an exciting new 25 Camry with low 4.99 APR financing. Or get low APR financing on a stylish new Corolla sedan.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota, let's go places.
Get the CoastTV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Coast TV weather can be heard on 93.5 The Beach. This is Coast TV News at 11.
Copper prices hit a record high Wednesday. The surge came after news reports that President Donald Trump may impose tariffs on copper imports in the coming weeks. Prices for the metal have soared, and economists say it's largely driven by buyers stockpiling copper due to tariff speculation. Last month, Trump signed an executive order to investigate the national security risks tied to importing copper. The metal is widely used in construction and in manufacturing. Meanwhile, student loan delinquencies are on pace to hit record highs. More than 9 million borrowers could see their credit scores tank in the first quarter of this year. That's according to a new report released by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The 2025 student loan update shows a record 15% of federal loans were past due at the end of last year, and more than $250 billion was delinquent. But at least Walt Disney World is making it less expensive to visit Mickey and Minnie. Tickets for children will be discounted 50% this summer. The offer, it only applies to trips lasting 3 days or longer, and the deal, which is for kids 9 years old and younger, goes into effect Thursday. It will be valid until September 20th. Coming up in sports tonight, Sussex Academy girls lacrosse hit the road today for a cross-state matchup with Kent Island. Could the Seahawks pick up their first win of the season?
Here's a look at your golf forecast. 8 o'clock, 35 degrees, a little more sunshine, and 49 by noon. And we'll peak in the mid-50s, mostly sunny skies.
We salute Carl Hornberger. Carl is an extraordinary example of selfless service as a member of the fire police. He consistently prioritizes the community's needs above his own, always ready to assist at any hour. His dedication and willingness to help are truly remarkable, making him a cherished and respected figure in the community. We salute Carl for his outstanding commitment and the positive impact he continues to make.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Delmarva Sports Network updates can be heard on 93.5 The Beach.
$3,000 off MSRP? That's nothing. Steal a deal at IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Berlin. Pay up to $3,000 under invoice on new Rams during Ram Truck Month.
Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Or pay up to $3,000 under invoice on new Jeeps during the Jeep Celebration event.
You simply won't find a better deal anywhere else. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Coverage on the road, along the coast, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
At Ocean Area Tire, we take the stress out of your car maintenance with convenience, empathy, and integrity.
Family owned and operated, providing all automotive services from oil changes to engine diagnostics in Ocean View, Ocean Pines, and Long Neck. Plus, thousands of parts and tires in stock from top-tier brands like Goodyear and Valvoline. Enjoy complimentary refreshments and Wi-Fi in our comfortable waiting rooms, or take our free shuttle to work or home.
Ocean Area Tire, delivering convenience, value, and trust for 40 years.
Call us today or visit oceanareatire.com.
When it comes to coins and bullion, turn to the experts who can't be fooled. With the right equipment, you can be certain about your investment. At Robinson Family of Businesses, we use top-of-the-line equipment. The XRF scans your piece immediately and gives a detailed reading without leaving a mark. With the old methods, counterfeit coins can often appear real.
To learn more about Robinson's family of businesses, the coin and jewelry experts, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
With decades of serving our community, we're glad to be your trusted family business.
Fall in love with safety and reliability at Gateway Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. From rain and snow to sunny skies, Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive has you covered through any weather. Right now, take home a new 2025 Subaru Outback and take advantage of great financing rates as low as 1.9%. Stop by today to pre-order the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, designed for tomorrow. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Coming up, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco are bringing the beauty for Drew.
Just stay still. Okay.
Thursday at noon on Coast TV.
In health news tonight, the multi-state measles outbreak is growing. 23 cases have now been reported in Kansas, according to the state's health department. Of those cases, 20 are in people who are unvaccinated. The ongoing outbreak has infected nearly 400 people, also in Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Kansas health officials suspect their cases are possibly linked to those in Texas and in New Mexico. Across the states, dozens of people have been hospitalized and at least one person has died, a school-age child with no underlying conditions and not vaccinated. It is Endometriosis Awareness Month. It's a time to shed light on a disease that causes the tissue that typically lines the uterus to grow elsewhere. It can cause debilitating pain and make it harder to get pregnant. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains the endometriosis signs that every woman should know and talks to a patient about how she finally found relief after years of suffering.
Every month for days, it would feel like I was giving childbirth.
For 16 years, Sage D'Amato says she lived with unbearable period pain, thinking it was just part of being a woman.
It got so bad that I would have to go to the emergency room at local hospitals.
D'Amato says that was the last straw. At age 31, doctors at Northwestern Medicine discovered she had severe endometriosis that was blocking her ureter.
It's around 10% of all women in the U.S. May have endometriosis and don't really know they have it.
Dr. Magdi Malad says it's common for women to get a delayed diagnosis as they're told it's normal to have painful periods. That's why he says advocating for yourself is critical. While endometriosis can be asymptomatic, there are red flags, including extreme pain in the abdomen, lower back and pelvis, during or after sex, intestinal pain, or painful bowel movements. Other signs can be bleeding or spotting between periods, infertility, and stomach problems.
I strongly encourage women to sort of seek out care, and if you're not really hearing the answers that you're expecting or being taken seriously, then seek out another opinion.
Dr. Malad helped perform a complicated surgery on D'Amato, and for the first time in years, she's living pain-free.
I feel fantastic. It was the greatest decision.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And officials at Northwestern Medicine say endometriosis is a leading cause of infertility. There are many types of treatments available that can bring relief from symptoms. That's including medicine, surgery, or a combination of both.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The first win can sometimes feel like the hardest, and today 2 squads on Delmarva faced off, hoping they could put a 1 in the win column. The Sussex Academy Seahawks made the trip to Stevensville to face off against the Kent Island Buccaneers. The Seahawks get the scoring started quickly with Elizabeth Merrick ripping one home early, but the Bucks come right back. Parker Tangwall gets it in front and leaves no doubt for the Bucks. On the other end, Shelby Manlove puts the Seahawks back in front on a free position, and they were rolling. Elizabeth Layton adds on another free position goal. Then it's Manlove again with her second goal to the top shelf to make it 4-1. Then she finishes off a first quarter hat trick and puts Sussex Academy up 5-1. KI ends the quarter strong thanks to Kara Steele weaving through the defense, but then Manlove gets another look and makes it 6-2 Sussex Academy. Later in the quarter, Emily Bisaha gets in on the action to make it 8-2, and they kept pouring on. Shay Danahy scores her first goal of the game, making it 10-2 at the half. Then in transition, June Hale keeps it going, and that would be enough for Sussex Academy. They go on to win it 16-3. Sussex Academy is back in action for its home opener on Friday against Indian River. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
This March at Holly Kia, we're celebrating Kia Madness.
Don't worry about a bracket. The Kia lineup offers something for everyone.
Right now, enjoy the Holly Kia Advantage,
which includes tires for life on all new purchases.
Take advantage of 1.9% for 60 months.
On 2025 Sportage and Sorrento models in stock.
And don't forget to ask about our loyalty program.
Plus, we'll take any trade and give you up to 120% more than Kelley Blue Book Fair Market Trade.
So celebrate Kia Madness
at Holly Kia in Shelbyville and Felton.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in a Holly Kia.
Ocular migraine is a type of migraine that affects your vision. It may not include a headache, but always has an area of vision loss, seen as a bright spot, a hole, a crescent of flashing light, or zigzags. Just rest until it passes. Don't drive, even if you're trying to get home to rest. It's best to pull over. See your eye doctor for any changes in your vision. But for sudden vision loss with other symptoms, you should be seen right away.
For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Tired of your old tub? Imagine stepping into a brand new, modern walk-in shower designed for style, comfort, and safety. At Bath by Spicer Brothers, we make upgrading your bathroom easy. Our factory-certified team provides professional 5-star installation in as little as 1 day.
And with our price match guarantee and done right guarantee, you get the best service at the best price. Right now, save 20% on your entire bathroom project with payments as low as $79 a month.
Call Bath by Spicer Brothers today because you deserve the best.
Introducing McGee Motors' starting lineup, sponsored by Ram Truck Month. 2 power forwards built to dominate the paint. Ram Bighorn averaging $339 a month and another locked in at 1.9 for $72.
Grand Cherokee is a showcase of capability, controlling the lane at $239 a month. Driving past the competition is Jeep Compass 4x4 at $209 a month. And electrifying the road to the final, Jeep Wrangler puts up an impressive number, $129 a month. That's unbeatable.
McGee Motors in Georgetown.
Victory isn't just the finish line, it's the fire that drives us. Seizing opportunities, rising to challenges, and never backing down. At the Delmarva Sports Network, we celebrate the wins, big and small. We honor the hustle, the heart, and the heroes. Because DSN is where local teams become legends. It's where champions shine, and every victory inspires the next. Delmarva Sports Network, local teams, big dreams.
Country Calling is back in Ocean City this October, and the lineup has just been announced. Headlining the festival will be Carrie Underwood, Brooks and Dunn, Luke Bryan, and Luke Combs. The 3-day festival will take place October 3rd to the 5th, and the pre-sale begins March 28th at 10 a.m. To see the full list of performers, you can check out CoastTV.com.
Oh, that looks like a winner. Oh, and speaking of winners, Doug Purcell of Ocean View. You're our winner, courtesy of the Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling umbrella giveaway. And we're still giving them away. By the way, when you win an umbrella, come by the station and pick them up. We're not mailing it to you. You gotta hang out and come by and pick them up, okay? So anyway, that's for Doug. Taking a look at our telephone line, the number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstedt, Mendales, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. A couple of things to keep in mind. First of all, we're expecting a very chilly 32-degree start for tomorrow morning, but after that we will warm to 56, which is the norm for this time of the year. Then we'll escalate to 67 degrees for Friday with partly cloudy skies, and then we could peak at 80 degrees, which is actually going to feel more like a summer day instead of a spring one.
Wow, 32 and 80 in just 1 week. That's a big change. Well, thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For some more local news and local weather, you can always download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon's up next, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.